We're going to talk about your leadership philosophy.
Oh.
I read that in your first address to the wing, you thanked the men and women of the 19th Air Wing for their tireless efforts, and you said to them, these last 16 months have tried not only this base, not only our nation, but the entire world as we have fought through a global pandemic, and went on to say, in spite of this, Herc Nation has been constantly on the go, supporting the warfighter needs and accelerating change. And you vowed to not be resting on its heels for the next fight. What is the next fight, and what changes are you working on?
The next fight. So we are shifting our focus to pacing challenges. What we've been doing for the last 20 years has been fighting a war in a very permissive environment that allows us to have freedom of movement wherever we want to go, whenever we want to go there. We're not convinced that that's necessarily going to be the future of warfare.
What do you mean? Like airspace is going to become owned more by other people?
Not necessarily own more, but there could be adversaries out there that maybe want to keep us from going there or going into their airspace.
Will it be drones?
I don't know.
You do too. She won't tell us, though.
I think the future fight will be one that will push us and challenge us in ways that we haven't seen probably since at least my grandfathers in World War II.
Yeah, I'm scared of robots too. They don't have anything to lose. Space Force is a division now. Is no longer in the Air Force. Is no longer in the Air Force, and they've created its own Space Force. We do have a Space Force. It's together. The Space Force and the Air Force are under the Department of the Air Force. Oh, they are. I thought they separated them completely.
We are a separate force now, and that's a great thing for the Space Force. It is wonderful, and we're really proud of them. They just celebrated their 2nd birthday.
We love selling their flags.
Yes.
They've got their own flag. It's a nice looking one too.
Yes.
We were like, oh, another flag to sell. I like that. Now when they have to buy the whole military set, we get 6 we get to sell for 6 instead of 5. But yeah, we sell a lot of Space Force flags.
Wonderful.
I know. Isn't that interesting? And it makes sense.
It does. It really does when you think about space being a new domain, and it is a future domain that we're going to have to, it will be contested. Space and cyberspace will be very, very much the way of the future fight.
Do you follow Elon Musk?
Not really.
Don't lie. She's lying, not telling me the truth again.
Mom's obsessed.
I am obsessed with Elon Musk and all the stuff he does. That's why I was like, you do too. We all do. We're all watching him all the time.
He's firing things into space all the time. It's kind of interesting.
Right.
Yeah, what about space junk? I'm really out of your area now, aren't I?
You are out of my area.
I'm sorry. All right. We're coming back
okay.
around. We're coming back around. This is your area. Talk about Little Rock Air Force Base's transition to a newer version of the C-130J aircraft. You said we need to make sure that we fully complete that transition and that our aircrew and our maintainers are ready to execute.
That's right.
That's your biggest thing right now?
It is a big focus of us because we are the first out of the chute to do a block upgrade. So what it is we're just upgrading some avionics equipment, some communications equipment, which will help us be able to manage our mission a little bit better as we're flying our aircraft. It's a pretty big change, pretty big lift, and we are developing the tactics and techniques and procedures as we're learning how to fly this new upgrade. And so it's been fun. It's been a challenge, but our airmen are getting after it and making it happen every day.
Are they ready?
Yes, they will be ready.
When will that be? When have you given them the day that they need to be?
We have a long program of record that we're following through right now, and so I'm hopeful that by the time that I leave, we'll be fully converted.
When are you leaving?
Well, that's to be determined, right?
Oh, I thought maybe they gave these promotions in like contracts, like a football coach or something. Your contract's only for 3 years or something. They don't do that.
Well, typically different positions are limited in scope and nature, and I would say that I'm hopeful that I'll be able to remain as a commander for the next year and a half to 2 years.
How long was the last guy that went to Europe?
He was there for 2 years.
What was his name?
Colonel John Shetty.
Yeah. So he was only there 2 years?
Yes.
Well, you're almost at that mark, aren't you?
6 months.
Oh, has it been that short?
Only
Oh,
been
you've
6
done
months.
a lot.
Well, thank you.
Time is
Trying.
time is an illusion in 2020 and 2021.
It really is.
That's
It really is. Well, I learned about
6
you
months,
about
2
6
years.
months ago, but I thought you had been here for a while. All right, now we're really going to talk about your leadership. Talking about your base, these are some quotes I found that you said, and I'm going to read them all. I am very much interested in building courageous leaders. We're going to continue to build mobility warriors. I love that. That is what we're called to do, to make sure that we're bold and ready to take action. You also said, diversity is a national war-fighting imperative. It is mission critical that we have diverse teams, because at the end of the day, diverse teams make better decisions, and they're winning teams. Well said. You said the base is in good shape, but we do need to relook at our mission, vision, and priorities, and then figure out where we want to do in the next 2 years. You said the key to doing it all is being present, delegating, and asking for help, and started an active listening campaign. Did I hit them all?
I think so.
Do you have 3 things that you really think are, that you like, this is in this, that are your 3 points you really want to hit?
As far as the base and where we're going?
And your goals. 3 goals.
So 3 goals. One, I kind of laid it out there.
Yeah.
One of them is building courageous leaders. We have got to focus on developing our airmen, and that is step number 1, is that airman development. And that includes our families. It's not just about the airmen that are serving. It's about taking care of our families as well, because they serve too. It is a family business. And so we have to develop them to be courageous leaders. We have to develop our families to be strong and resilient. And if we do that, I have no doubt that we are going to, we're going to succeed. It's going to be great. The other thing that we're doing is we're focusing on our mission. Obviously, we talked about the aircraft, but some of them too is just preparing ourselves to shift our mindset towards that future fight, which is a pacing challenge, a near-peer competitor. So that is a big focus that we are working on right now, is getting ready for that next fight. And then lastly, we're working on culture. How do we make sure that Little Rock Air Force Base has a thriving culture where everybody feels included, everybody feels valued, and feels that they belong and can perform at their very best?
Mm-hmm. I love what you said. Every day here, I feel like I'm living my calling, and there's nothing better than feeling like you're doing what you're supposed to do and what you've been called to do. And that leads me into your job description. And this is a summation, because I've not really seen your job description, but I read this was kind of what it is. And as installation commander, you are responsible for organizing, training, and equipping the personnel who operate, maintain, and sustain more than 62 C-130 aircraft that are used around the world to enable support for combat, contingency plans, and humanitarian relief. You are also accountable for ensuring the readiness and well-being of more than 10,000 personnel and families at Little Rock Air Force Base. That's a big job.
Yes.
Out of all your duties, what's your favorite? I guess it's flying.
Well,
That's not really a duty for you anymore, though.
I do get to fly. I actually got to fly yesterday. It was amazing. I love flying, but actually what I love even more is getting to help people. And I can't think of a single day that I have been in this position where I haven't been able to help somebody. So every night when I go home, I try to think, what could I have done better today? And who did I help today? And sometimes you don't always realize the people you help. Sometimes there's no gratitude, and that's okay. But I try to remind myself that every day, as long as we're getting after that, trying to figure out ways that we can help other people, and I can help my airmen and help my families, then they're the ones getting the
Do you
mission
write
done.
thank you notes?
Absolutely.
I think all successful people write thank you notes. At the Clinton school over there, one of the things they teach in that help, what is that? What's that school?
School of Social Work.
Thank you, School of Social Work, is to write 5 thank you notes every day, even if it's to the guy who fixed your cable TV. Thank you for coming and fixing my cable TV. That it creates this gratitude for your life. It's really almost more for you. Reminds you of all that you have.
Right.
You said this about flying. It's a lot of fun. Getting to fly low levels in Arkansas, see the beautiful scenery is joyous. And the best part, when I get to go out on the line, prepare for a mission, go execute a mission, and then come back and debrief with the team.
If you liked this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the picture of Kerry's face in the center of the screen. For more of Kerry's interviews, click either video on the right of the screen. And as always, thank you for watching.